Hi, everybody. If you were just with us on our last stream, this is part 2 of day 4 of the Donna Adelson trial. We had a little bit of a StreamYard software glitch, so we needed to restart a whole new stream. So we're here. Hopefully, you guys are all trickling back in, and we're going to pick it up on this cross-examination of Chris Colbert, who is, Corbett. Actually, one of my favorite witnesses so far. He's very thorough, very to the point. He's on cross-examination with Donna's attorneys right now. And we're going to pick it up right there. Afterward, we can expect the FBI agent who is undercover that performed the bump. We're going to talk about the bump, so it should be an exciting afternoon. Thank you, everybody, for coming back on in. Hit the like button for this one. We are back, and we're going to pick it up from right here.
Well, I believe, are you aware that Wendy Adelson gave a lengthy statement to investigators?
Yes.
During the course of that interview, she voluntarily provided her cell phone for extraction.
Again, I believe that is correct.
And are you aware that she put any limitations on that extraction?
I'm not aware of any limitations.
And so what type of extraction was done on her device?
A logical extraction.
And as we've discussed, a logical extraction is not a complete extraction from a device.
It generally has less information, correct?
In this case, if you look at the extraction, the forensic extraction, there's significantly less data in her phone extraction than in other devices extractions in this case.
Yes, there is less data, but that may be an indication of less data on her device as well.
I want to talk about the morning of July 18th of 2014. I didn't write down the slide number, but you indicated earlier that, and you had a slide that Wendy called Donna, Donna called Wendy. Can you pull that up?
I can.
Thank you. What slide number is this?
This is slide 196.
Thank you. So slide 196, your analysis reveals that Wendy called her mother first, correct?
Well, these calls are as noted, at the same time. So they're both at 8:09. And one of the limitations we have with some of the sets of records we have is that some were provided with only hours and minutes of call, and some were provided with hours, minutes, and seconds. So these calls actually occurred in the same minute, but it's possible that Donna's call was first.
Don't you have records that indicate seconds?
We do have records that indicate
specific
seconds.
For this day.
I don't know if we have specific for this day. We have
Heating
multiple
up.
sets of records and multiple overlapping sets of records.
You have been involved in this case since its inception, since Mr. Markel was murdered, correct?
Yes.
And it's typically in your field best to use records that have more data rather than less, correct?
Generally, yes.
Okay. Have you gone back to determine who called whom first?
I have not, but I could.
And so if I were to tell you that records with seconds reveal that Donna Adelson gets a call from Geek Squad and immediately calls her daughter. And then while Donna is calling her daughter, Geek Squad calls her daughter. Would that also be consistent with both calls happening at 8:09?
Yes.
And by using the records with more information, you would be able to present this in an accurate order, would you not?
They both indicate the time of 8:09 for the calls, and as discussed or as presented, hopefully, that there was a phone tag that occurred here at 8:09. And so that, yes.
I believe you had moved to slide 210. Now, this is after the text message exchange between Wendy Adelson and Dan Markel, correct?
Correct.
And that's the one where after Mr. Markel had left a voicemail for Wendy, Wendy texts him and saying, swimming won't work today because I'm picking the kids up at 3:30.
Correct.
And then they kind of have a disagreement about the time that Wendy can pick the boys up.
They do.
After Wendy gets that information from Mr. Markel, she then calls her brother.
Correct?
She didn't call her mother.
No.
Now, I believe after this call between Wendy and Charlie, I think it's on slide 213, he tries to call Donna.
Correct.
30 seconds, that indicates to you that the call did not connect.
More than likely.
So Charlie tried to call Donna, but the call didn't connect. 9:38 a.m.
I believe you go to slide 272. May have gotten the slide wrong. If you can back up a couple of slides, please. So the text, I believe that the state inadvertently mischaracterized the evidence and testimony in the questioning. The last connection to a cell tower for Donna Adelson was at 8:59, not 8:35, correct?
For
Is the time wrong?
8:59 for location, like location that we would use.
Yes.
I don't recall an 8:59 event.
Okay. I'm sorry. So you have the 8:59 as the text message,
That's correct.
and that's from Charlie Adelson's iCloud.
That is correct.
And you don't get location from that.
We do not. And so probably important to point out, some of these are chats. So they're actually occurring over the data network. They're iMessage versus carrier-based text messaging, where we're more likely to see locations associated with text. So with the iCloud and knowing that those are traversing the iMessage or the Apple network, it's common for us not to have locations attached to those.
So in that regard, iMessages aren't going to show up in call detail records.
They do not.
Other apps, communication apps, are not going to show up in call detail records.
That's correct.
Now, this tragedy took place a little over 11 years ago, correct?
Yes.
And up until your July 10th, 2025 deposition, you had not done the drive yourself, had you?
That's correct.
Did you do any research to determine what construction had taken place on I-95 between July 18th of 2014 and July 18th of 2025?
I-95 where?
Where you drove?
Not the, I know that there was a number of changes to I-95 at the area where it separates from the turnpike, the Florida Turnpike. I did specifically look at the turnpike in relation to Mr. Adelson's residence to make sure that there had been no changes in the roadway there.
Okay, so the turnpike, it's your testimony that in the last 11 years, the turnpike in that area has not been widened?
I don't recall it has been widened. The off-ramp is in the same location. The aerial photography is exactly the same for that exchange. And again, the drive was done because there was a question raised somewhere along the way about the ability to get off the turnpike and to Mr. Adelson's residence. And so just to clarify that, and that more research was done. And so again, looking at that, there's been a number of changes around that area. Water drainage has been filled in, buildings have been built, all kinds of things have happened, but the roadway itself remains the same.
So again, my question is, has the road been widened? Has there been construction?
There may have been construction and replacement. And I can say with certainty, and I can look at it again, but with certainty, the routes, the off-ramps, the exchanges are in the same position that they are. If the lanes are a little wider, there was no significant change in anything about getting off the turnpike and getting over to Mr. Adelson's road.
Sergeant Corby, I don't know if I'm asking a poor question or you're misunderstanding. Has there been construction on the turnpike in the last 11 years?
I'm sure there has, yes.
Did you do anything to determine if that had happened?
Yes.
Okay. And yet you're still giving us a qualified answer.
You're asking about widening. I don't recall seeing, and again, the area that I looked at was the turnpike, the off-ramp of the turnpike, the exchange that goes to the east, and then connects with Mr. Adelson's road. There were no changes to that. If the turnpike was widened somewhere, that may be possible. I did not look for that. Again, I'm looking for the path of travel had not changed.
So you looked for records that would be consistent with the state's theory to establish that the route hadn't been altered in any way.
The question raised was, can you get off the turnpike and get to Charlie Adelson's residence? And the answer is yes.
Now, what were the traffic conditions on July 18th of 2014?
I do not know.
Did you do anything to try to find that out?
I did.
And what did you do?
I tried to research through Department of Transportation if they had traffic and crash data going back that far, and I did not find any.
Is that because the retention period had been exceeded?
Most likely, yes.
What is a retention period?
I do not know the exact retention period.
No. Tell us, what is a retention period?
I'm sorry. A retention period would be a policy of a holder of information for how long they hold that. And so carriers have retention periods for their cell phone records. It may be 1 year. And after 1 year, they purge that data. Could be 2 years, could be 10 years. But that retention period or is a policy for how long they retain records.
So as we sit here today, do you know the retention period for DHS&B to keep accident records?
I do not.
What about construction records for I-95 and the Turnpike?
I do not.
Did you do anything to collect construction records for I-95 or the Turnpike between July 18th of 2014 and the present day?
No.
How many lanes were on 95 between my client's residence in Miami Beach and her son's residence back in 2014?
I do not know the exact number.
What about now?
It varies. There were 6 or more in certain places. There was construction going on when I drove.
What about the Turnpike? How many lanes were on the Turnpike back in 2014?
Again, varies by the location where you're at, but 2 to 3 in any direction.
And what about now?
Same now. Let's say same now. Depending upon where we're talking about. So I'm looking at a very narrow stretch of the Turnpike. Talk about the Turnpike, it's in entirety. I'm sure it's undergone a lot of changes.
Now, when you did this drive, you had gas in your car, correct?
I did.
You did not have to stop for gas while you're doing this test drive, did you?
During those particular sessions or sections, no, I did not.
You had snacks with you?
I did.
So you didn't have to stop for snacks.
Why was that
I
relevant?
did not have to.
Cat lawyer.
Did you stop for any meals along the way during this drive test?
During these particular sessions or sections of road travel, no, I did not.
And there's a reason I'm going to ask this question. How old were you at the time you did this test?
55.
Oh, you're pulling a Hank.
Not in your 60s, not in your 70s.
You're pulling a Hank.
Not quite.
Don't ask the age.
Now, have you ever been on the highway, got behind a slow-moving vehicle? It frustrates you, right?
It may, yes.
And you have an opportunity to pass them, you drive by and you see someone older driving.
Sometimes, yes.
Do you know how fast Harvey and Donna Adelson were driving on July 18th of 2014?
I do not.
And so not knowing how fast they are driving, can you give an accurate estimate for how long the drive would take them?
I think I can give an accurate estimate based on speed limit and distance, but as far as how which is, I believe, substantiated by segments of travel. So the travel from the 832 point to Charlie Adelson's was very consistent with the estimations. The travel from 1053 to the hotel, consistent with estimations.
I want to stop you right there. The 1053 point, can you pull that up, please?
I believe it's actually here.
Go to the next slide or series where we show 1053.
This is giving me
to
Hank
Orlando.
vibes. This is definitely giving me Hank vibes.
Perfect. That section of the Turnpike is not as in an area that is as densely populated as the section to the south, is it?
It's not.
And so the section south on the Turnpike, you're going to get more commuter traffic than you will in this section, correct?
I would agree with that, yes.
And so you're not going to necessarily be in a stop and go traffic as you would if you were to the south.
Usually, yes, I would agree with that.
Now, was anything done, and let me ask this differently. Do you know whether or not at the time Donna and Harvey Adelson left their apartment on Miami Beach to start driving north, had they eaten dinner?
I do not know.
Did they have a full tank of gas?
Do not know.
How many times did they stop to go to the bathroom?
Do not know.
Did they stop to get coffee?
They may have.
This was late night.
I did.
And you're much younger than they were at the time. You stopped for coffee.
I did.
Oh, come on. Don't use the elderly card. But it is, not gonna lie, they're valid questions. He has that.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I think he's landing the plane, and we will go to redirect, if any. Yeah, we spent the whole day with this witness. Very slow day for the state today. Let's see if they could pick it up. Few hours of court time left, just about 2, less than 2.
Sergeant Corbett, you just made a statement that I believe your deposition testimony contradicted. You said the time that it would take to get from their residence to Charlie Adelson's residence. Can you, with the call detail records, place my client, Donna Adelson's handset at Charlie Adelson's residence on July 18th of 2014?
From cell site locations in the records? No.
Oh. Okay, defense team.
And at no point on July 18th of 2014 can you place Donna Adelson's handset and or Harvey Adelson's handset connecting to the same cell site at the same time as Charlie Adelson's handset.
That's correct.
Can't put all 3 phones
So
in the
from
same.
call detail records, you cannot testify, you cannot tell this jury that my client was at her son's house.
That's correct.
Back it up.
Nothing further.
Redirect. All right. She's
Text messages placed Donna Adelson at Charlie Adelson's house.
I believe the outside your house text message is indicative of her being.
Yeah,
outside his house.
that's right.
Okay, that's what Donna Adelson tells us in that text message, right?
I believe so, yes.
That's nice.
And
That's
then
a
she
good
has
question.
an hour and 6 minutes, was it, of unaccounted for time on the stretch of the drive. That's on the same stretch of the drive where Charlie Adelson's house is, right?
Correct.
You got lots of, and did you do this drive in 2025 because the defense questioned the fact that you hadn't done it, didn't know if you could do it in the 2025 depot?
There was a question as to who raised it. I'm not certain.
Okay, thank you. You got lots of questions about construction on the turnpike. Defense asked if their client could have gotten stopped for that extra
Traffic,
hour that's
yeah.
unaccounted for in construction. Did Donna Adelson tell us in that text message where she stopped on the drive? Did she say she was outside of Charlie Adelson's house?
Agreed.
Okay, and then Charlie Adelson gave her his estimated time of arrival at the house for 10 minutes from then. Is that
Correct.
right?
Correct.
If the Adelsons were just driving really slow on that first part of the drive where they have over an hour of unaccounted for time, would they then have had to speed up to normal cruising speed for the second part of the drive where they made it from the 1053 location to Orlando in consistent with a consistent amount of time as the estimated time that we see on Esri?
Yes. The second part of that, the second half, if we'll call it, of the trip was done at close to the estimated time. So the speed and travel were close to what would be expected. The first half of that trip, it was not.
Okay. And when you did the drive and went from the I believe was it 832 or 834 location?
Yes, one of those.
One of
Before
those
that, before the end of the 835 call.
Okay. 834 location. When you did that drive, were you able to get on the same day of the week, the same time of Friday night, from that point to Charlie Adelson's house in the estimated amount of time?
I was, yes.
Okay. And same with the second part of the drive from Charlie Adelson's house to the 1053 location. Was that consistent with the estimated time from Esri?
With just a few minutes, yes. Or within just a few minutes.
All right. And you would have been driving in the same conditions in North Miami, same date, same time of day as the Adelsons drove in 2014.
As close as I could get.
She did good on this redirect. She's doing great.
And did you say in this the emails for the Evite that Donna Adelson told Evite that she entered the invitees as contacts?
Correct.
In the beginning of cross-examination, defense asked you a bit about the things that could affect cell site towers, several variables that could affect cell site towers. But if those variables existed that affected these cell site towers and kept the cell site towers from having too much load to be able to handle this communication, would we see phone communication with those cell site towers in the records as we do?
Again, if the tower was not operational, no, the handset is not going to communicate with it. But those things, again, when we're talking about the inclusion and exclusion, where a handset could be, we're aware that there may be cell sites that are closer, that may be stronger, bigger, taller. And all of that we take into consideration when we estimate the area that might be consistent with where the handset was.
Is there anything in the records that caused you to believe these records or analysis is unreliable in any way?
Yeah.
Just a second. No further questions. Thank you.
Sergeant.
All right.
Finally.
Finally is right. Yeah, even the Judge Everett knows that was long questioning. So we've had that witness on the stand since yesterday. Huge shout out to Betty LaBelle, currently making it rain in the chat. What does that mean? That means TC Carroll got a membership. Young OG got a membership. Sunshine for You got a membership. MMCS just got a membership and just walked in. Nene got one. Godfriend Fritz got one. Judgy Judgerson, love that name. GLL Jr., Anna, and Marcus all received memberships from Betty LaBelle. Thank you so much, Petty. It has been a busy day for us. This is stream 2. We were streaming earlier, and this witness was the only witness that we saw to get today. Hopefully it picks up for the afternoon. I have 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're about to go on break, and I can skip that whole thing. I believe there are 2 witnesses that we have left for the day. But why don't we go in with that one and see what's happening? I mean, not much to recap this one. Really, this is cell site data. Donna, it appears, went to Charlie's house the night of the murder. Dan Markel was shot that morning. And we also learned that she is the one that contacted Wendy to let her know that the TV people were on their way to her house. The Geek Squad people were coming to repair the TV. We also learned from yesterday's testimony with Jeff that how do you say it? That fracture to the TV or the damage to the TV looked like a tall person caused the damage and did not look like it appeared to have come from a child. So interesting stuff there. He also solidified that Donna and not Donna, but at least Charlie over the summer had explored getting rid of Dan Markel, and that included possibly hiring a hitman. I think he said it did include hiring a hitman. So Jeff's testimony was very helpful yesterday. Today has been a little bit slow, but we are moving on with all of that. All right, let me go ahead and skip our breaks and we can go from there. It looks like they took a break. Let me just make sure Judge Everett didn't say anything else.
Well, very well. Please call your next witness.
That's the next witness based on his former employment as a witness that we've asked camera not display his face. So I would ask for an instruction on that at this time.
Very well. The witness's face is not to be displayed based on his prior employment in law enforcement. Certainly his voice and audio may be broadcast, but not his face.
And we have a very brief recess.
That's fine. Members of the jury, the bailiff will take you to the jury room.
All right, we can skip all that. I can tell you who the next witness is. It is an FBI agent. I believe he is the one that is behind the bump. So that's why they are not going to be showing his face. They return right around here. And the camera's on Donna as he testifies. So that,
My role in the
Can you explain what?
here we go. Should take a second to load.
This case on April 19th of 2016.
I was.
Can you explain what the operation was?
My role in the operation was that.
May I interrupt you for just one moment? Could we approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, it looks like they are approaching. Look, well, Donna looks worried there. She's like, we'll lie. It's an interesting face, Donna. Okay, so it looks like we have the seal for a second or two. And I'm sorry, guys, Luna is like,
Instructed to do. The operation was of a gang member, and what I was instructed to do was to contact and bump Donna Adelson.
What does bump mean?
A bump is a law enforcement operation during which an undercover agent or an undercover police officer would conduct a face-to-face meeting or encounter with a subject or a person of interest in an investigation. And what we look for, the results we look to get would be one or a combination of either I would try to extract, or the undercover would try to extract information, or they would try to pass on information, or possibly set up a future meeting with the individual, or tickle a wire or a telephonic intercept, or tickle a wire.
In this case, was it an attempt to tickle a wire?
Yes, it was.
Okay, so we had a wiretap going at the time that you did the bump.
Yes.
Okay. And what does tickle the wire mean?
Well, when you tickle the wires, when you're doing a Title III, what we call a Title III, a phone intercept, and there's not much activity going on that phone intercept, what you want to do is approach somebody and see if they will start talking about whatever the investigation is looking into.
All right. So you were asked to approach Donna Adelson. Is that what you did?
That is correct.
Where did that happen?
I believe that happened in South Miami, somewhere near her residence.
Okay. And did you just walk up to her on the street, sidewalk?
I did.
Okay. And what did you do?
Well, I was instructed to walk up to her and engage her in small discussion as to why I was meeting with her, and then eventually handing her a flyer.
Okay. Is that what you did?
Yes.
All right. And I'm going to show you the flyer. I've marked as States Exhibit 83. Is that what you handed Mrs. Adelson?
And this is it, yes.
Judge, I'd ask to introduce States 83.
Okay. States 83 is admitted.
Okay, so it's a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet paper. All right. Regular piece of paper.
Yes,
Okay. With a printout of an article relating to the murder of Dan Markel. Is that right?
that is correct.
And at this time, it's been a couple of years since the murder of Mr. Markel.
Yes.
And over here in handwritten, can you say what was printed there?
Yes, just call and text, and that's my undercover cell phone number and the $5,000 which was being asked for.
Okay, and this cell phone number, that it belongs to the phone number that's written here, are you personally going to carry that around and answer it if someone calls it?
That is correct. That's solely in my hands, and I'm the only one answering. Or
Right.
a voicemail would answer.
And is there something you need to do if that occurs to record the phone call in question?
Well, the way, and I can't reveal too much tradecraft, but if I received a call and it went to voicemail, it would do a remote recording. It wouldn't be on the actual phone. So I didn't have access to any voicemails.
Okay. But if you're going to take the call, is there something you do that causes the call to be recorded?
Well, yes, I had to do something on the phone.
All right. Was the interaction, the bump that we're referring to it as, where you approached Donna Adelson and spoke with her, was that audio recorded?
It was audio and video recorded, yes.
How was it recorded?
I had an audio and video on my person, and I believe the surveillance security team also recorded that.
So we've got one angle that's what you're wearing and another angle from across the street.
That is correct.
Have you had an opportunity to review State's Exhibit 112, a thumb drive containing those two recordings?
Yes, I have.
And are those fair and accurate recordings, both of what you were wearing as well as the one taken from across the street?
Yes, they are.
Move into evidence, States 112, Your Honor.
Any objection? States 112 is admitted.
I'm showing you States 117. Are there your initials on 117?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Were there phone calls that were made from or to the phone number on the phone flyer in connection with this investigation?
Yes.
Are those phone calls contained on State's Exhibit 117?
Yes, they are.
Move into evidence, States 117, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
States 117 is admitted.
And States 117, those are all the phone calls associated with this number on the sheet here. We've got one from you to the Adelson Institute Family Business. Recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And then one from Charlie Adelson to this phone number. Is that right?
Yes.
And one from Donna Adelson to this phone number, correct?
Yes.
Wow. All
Those are all
undercover.
the phone calls. Nobody else called the number during the course of this operation that was answered.
That was
Agree?
answered. Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
there were a couple missed calls, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow. They set them up.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Cross-examination.
Anything from defense? For anybody coming in, an FBI agent is on the stand. He did an undercover operation to get Donna and Charlie caught for what we call the bump. The bump means that they tried to blackmail them and pose as criminals when they were actually the feds. Donna and Charlie fell for it. They are not showing his face because he likely is still on the job and does not want to compromise his identity in case he was involved in other undercover operations. I can skip this because we're a little behind.
I
So.
have a question.
Oh,
Good
Jackie.
afternoon, sir.
Here comes Jackie.
Good afternoon.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you indicated that you were playing the role of a gang member, what does that mean?
Well, a gang member is anybody that's involved in any type of organization or regarding criminal activity, involved in criminal activity.
Well, I know what a gang member is. I'm asking what were you going to do? What were you trying to portray yourself as? How was your demeanor? How were you going to act as a gang member?
You mean during the bump?
Yes, sir.
I was actually very friendly.
For the bump that was on the street?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Adelson told you that you scared her, didn't she?
I think she was startled. I mean, I'm not good looking, so. Maybe that scared her, but
Were you dressed up all pretty like you are today?
no, ma'am.
How were you dressed?
Just jeans and t-shirt and open, I believe, like a bluish button down, open.
Okay. When you say you were friendly to her, was that what you said? You were friendly to her?
I was told to be very polite to her.
And were you?
I was.
Did you invite her out to lunch?
No, not exactly.
Okay. The area that you met her at, how was that selected?
That I don't have the specifics. Special Agent Pat Sanford would be better to answer that.
Were you aware when you went out there that where you would run into her at that specific time of day? I mean, you just didn't stand there all day waiting for her, right?
I did not.
Okay. You knew a specific time in general that you thought you would see her there, correct?
The investigative team, I'm sure, did their homework and they knew. So
Okay. Are you aware that that's the route that she took from where she was living down the block to pick up her grandchildren from school?
I was made aware of that, yes.
Thank you. Now, in the bump with the flyer that you handed to Miss Adelson, you had some information on there, $5,000. And when you spoke to her, what did you say to her?
Well, when I engaged her, to the best of my recollection, I said to her that we know that their problem up north had been taken care of, and that Katie and Tuto are being taken care of, and
Tuto and Tato.
Tato has not been taken care of. He and his family have not been taken care of, and that they should take care of him and his family, something to that effect, him and his family, like they are taking care of Katie and Tuto.
Okay, so pay attention to this, chat. So what this FBI agent did is he made it seem like he was a Latin king as well. We know that Tuto and Tato, so Luis Rivera, Sigfredo Garcia, were the hitmen. And in order to get these people to tell on themselves, the FBI became aware of this information and they began to blackmail Donna and Charlie. Now, what the bump is the gentleman on the stand saw Donna out in public, went up to her, had a picture of Dan Markel, gave her the picture, and was just like, hey, I know you took care of Tuto and Tato. When he says take care of, he means that they were paid. So Donna freaks out, and to show, and the FBI were clocking them, they were watching them, they were following them. Immediately after this incident took place, that's why it's called the bump, Donna gets on the phone with Charlie and starts talking about it via wiretaps, and the FBI started monitoring their movements immediately after this. So it did indicate some level of guilt. Now it's the feds, it's the FBI. If they're watching Donna and Charlie, this is a big deal. So I just briefly wanted to explain that to folks that are new to the case and don't quite understand why the bump is such a big thing, because it's a huge piece of Donna Adelson's guilt.
Tuto?
Tuto, from what I understand, was Sigfredo Garcia.
And who was Tato?
Tato was Luis Rivera.
You have a really interesting accent.
Yeah, that's because I'm fluent in Spanish. Yes.
Okay. Are you of Spanish descent, or you just have learned that?
I am.
You are. Okay. Thank you. You do it very well.
Thank you.
So you tell her that you know that her family is taking care of Tuto and Katie, but not your brother Tato.
Correct.
And Tato is Luis Rivera.
Correct.
And he was incarcerated at that time.
Correct.
And you told her that in the Broward County Jail, the two of you have been together, right?
I don't believe on the bump I said that.
Okay. And you tell her that you need $5,000 to take care of Tato, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And she told you she didn't know what you were talking about.
Well, during the bump, I didn't mention the 5,000 or anything. I didn't mention the money.
The piece of paper said 5,000.
Well, the paper did, but verbally, I didn't say it to her.
You said they needed to take care of Tato.
Yes, but I didn't say the dollar amount.
But you handed her a piece of paper
I
and it
did.
had it on there, correct?
Sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
She didn't pay you the $5,000, did she?
I don't believe they ever did.
Okay. And that was on April the 19th of 2016, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So that's the 19th. As of the 23rd, you still had not heard from Mrs. Adelson, and so you sent her a letter, did you not?
That letter I did not physically do. That was the investigative team that wrote and sent that letter.
Were you aware of it?
At the time, I wasn't.
Did you become aware of it?
Later on, yes.
Okay. And the gist of it was nobody had heard back from her, correct?
I don't remember reading that letter.
So, but you're aware the letter was sent, right?
Later on, yes.
Okay. And then move forward all the way up to April the 28th of 2016. Mrs. Adelson has not called you back, correct?
I don't remember the dates that, accurately. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, there's a phone call that's been introduced into evidence. So.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. But you're asking me before that. I guess on the 28th, I received a call.
Well, on the 28th, you actually called the Adelson Institute.
Yes, I
didn't you?
did call.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were the first call then. You
Yes,
called the Adelson Institute.
Correct.
And
correct.
you were trying to reach Donna Adelson.
That is correct.
But she was not there.
Correct.
So you left a message saying you're Sammy and you haven't heard back from her, and let her know I called.
That is correct.
Okay. But she doesn't call you back right then, does she?
No, she did not.
And she didn't pay you the $5,000 you were looking for, correct?
Did not.
Okay. And so call the Adel Institute and get no response. So then May the 4th of 2016, you sent a text to Donna Adelson at 2:09 in the morning, correct?
That is correct.
And on that text, you said, still have not heard from Donna. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. So you don't take me serious. You think I'm playing. You have some puta
I think Puto.
call me to see if I'm for real.
Ooh, not
You
the
think what
puto.
Lady Baby Daddy did for you can't come back. You're, excuse my language, fucking crazy. I want and then it doesn't say now, or I'm going after the 100K, right?
That's what I was told to write. Yes.
Wasn't very polite there, was it?
And people get mad at me when I say tato and tuto puto. That's what even the FBI said it. Thank you. Thank you. Undercover agent.
Well, that's usually how somebody that's blackmailing somebody or extorting somebody in the criminal world would probably talk to somebody. Yes.
Sure, it's more aggressive, right?
Absolutely.
Because you want her to incriminate herself by talking to you, pay the $5,000. You're looking for her to talk, right?
I'm just looking for her to send the money.
But she didn't send the money, did she?
She did not.
And then you got a call on, let's see, that was May the 4th. You still don't hear from Donna. But on May the 6th, no. May the 4th, you get a call from Charlie Adelson,
That is correct.
and you talk to him,
I did.
right?
We got to find it, Misty. I want to watch it.
And that recording is in evidence, so we don't need to talk about that. But basically, you don't get anywhere with Charlie. He doesn't offer to pay you the $5,000, right?
No,
Did he offer to pay you the $5,000?
no, he did not.
Okay, thank you. And then finally, on May the 6th, Donna Adelson calls you back on that number that you had put on the paper.
Oh,
correct?
Donna called.
And
Oh.
we're going to listen to the call through another
Ooh.
witness. But the gist of it is she's telling you, you tell her you know everything about everybody involved, right?
Correct.
Called him.
And she tells you, you got the wrong person. I'm not involved, correct?
She did.
And she tells you, if you know everybody who is involved, go to the police, right?
She just said, go get the money from it. She didn't say, if I know everybody. She just said, I believe she said, just go collect the money.
Well, we'll play it so we'll know the exact
Okay,
words. But
that's fine.
she didn't offer to give you the $5,000 then.
No,
And she encouraged you to go get the $100,000, which was the reward at that time for
she did.
providing information regarding the homicide of Dan Markel.
She did.
That all you got, Jackie?
Take your time.
Not tracking Donna's blinks. I mean, that's the thing. Like with this witness, we can't see him because he was undercover. So all we see is Donna and her facial expressions. And she's been checked at least 2 or 3 times.
Okay, I'm done with my questions.
Redirect examination.
Georgia?
So we're going to watch the video a little later with another witness, but did Donna Adelson have any children with her when you approached her?
She did not.
Okay, nothing further.
You may step down. Will the witness be recalled at all? You are released. Have a good day.
All right, we're all done with the FBI, with the Fed.
So that we can call in our case in chief. Please.
Very well. The defense may call you as a witness. They will let you know if they choose to do so or not. Have a good day.
My understanding is that we're to coordinate that through Investigator Newman at the State Attorney's Office.
Yes.
So we'll keep you informed.
Please call your next witness.
State calls Special Agent Bronstein.
All right, we got another agent coming up. This one was undercover, so his face has not been shown. At least publicly, the jury can see him. Let me skip ahead so we can get the next agent up. We're moving along. Day 4. We've gotten a lot of witnesses under the state's belt.
Please speak testimony you're about to give will be the truth.
I do.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone if you need to.
I'm gonna guess that we see Charlie tomorrow. That would be big.
You may examine when you're ready.
Please say your name and spell your name.
Special Agent Louis Bronstein, Louis Bronstein.
How are you employed?
A special agent with the FBI.
How were you employed back in April of 2016?
Special agent with the FBI.
All right. And did you participate in a surveillance operation on April 20th of that year involving Charlie Adelson?
Yes.
Was your involvement in that operation related to a wiretap that was happening simultaneous with the?
Ooh, the wiretap's coming in.
operation?
Yes.
What was your role in the operation?
That day I started off on physical surveillance of the undercover bump operation for officer safety purposes. And then for the remainder of the day, I was to be available for surveillance as needed.
Did you conduct some surveillance at a restaurant by the name of Dolce Vita in Miami?
Yes.
Where is that restaurant located?
North of Miami Beach. I don't remember the exact intersection.
Sunny Isles Beach, sound right?
Yes.
Are you from, I guess you said you did surveil the bump that took place earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your objective at the Dolce Vita restaurant?
Moved towards the Dolce Vita restaurant with the intent of conducting physical and technical surveillance of the meeting inside. Upon arrival in the parking lot, I met up with a technical agent from the FBI and received surveillance equipment in a bag. And I made my way into the restaurant and got situated as close as I could to Charlie and Katie.
Were some photos?
Okay, so this agent wasn't necessarily, well, I think he was kind of undercover, but what he filmed was Charlie at a restaurant, and he had a camera in his backpack. That backpack was filming what Charlie was talking about, and Charlie said some incriminating things.
Photographs taken of, is it Charlie Adelson you're referencing and Katie Catherine McVanoa?
Yes,
Were some photographs taken of them outside the restaurant?
I believe so.
Okay, was that before or after the meeting that you're referencing?
I don't know that I can speak to that. I was not doing photography at the time.
All right, let me just show you what I've marked as state's exhibit 137 to 140. Are you able to recognize these exhibits as photos of those two that were taken outside the restaurant where you did your surveillance on the occasion we're talking about?
Yes.
So make sure they're all fair and accurate.
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence 137 through 140.
Any objection? States 137 through 140 are admitted.
Publishing 137. Publishing 138. Publishing 139. Publishing 140. When you entered the restaurant, how close to the target subjects were you able to position yourself?
Say about 10 to 12 feet.
Okay, so just at the next table.
So yeah, I want to say it would be the next table over, but there was possibly a span where there should have been a table. So just estimating based off recollection, it would be about 12 feet.
All right, and did the bag contain any video equipment?
I believe so.
All right, so you were recording both video and audio of this restaurant conversation.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the equipment that was inside the bag there?
I had not seen it before that day. That was my first look at it.
Did
But I
you
can-
understand how to operate it when you went into the restaurant to use it?
Yes.
Okay, so you were able to successfully capture that restaurant conversation with
That's
that
correct.
equipment? Okay. Can you describe anything about their demeanor that you observed during this conversation?
It was tough to hear because of the air conditioning system. Based on visual observation, body language, they're having a conversation with each other. They're paying attention to what each other was saying. I could not make out very many particular words, except there was a moment where the AC was abnormally quiet for the restaurant. I did hear something, but it was a very small snippet of a sentence. They maintained their conversation with each other, and throughout the duration of my sitting in there, I became less and less worried that they would notice me sitting nearby because they were paying very close attention to what each other was saying.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to review the recordings of the that came out of the operation from that day?
Yes.
Okay. And are they fair and accurate recordings?
Yes.
And I asked you the date, April 20th of 16, but I didn't ask you the time. Do you know the time that meeting occurred, time of day?
Afternoon around 3:45 or 4.
And I asked you if you had an opportunity to review it, States Exhibit 114. Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move 114 into evidence.
Any objection? States 114 is admitted.
Any efforts to clarify the audio from that recording and try to take out some of that background noise, would that have anything to do with you, or would that be somebody else's job?
That's somebody else's work.
All right, no further questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
No questions.
Well, that was quick.
Will we be
All right.
called by other party? You are released. Please call your next witness.
All right, so we're done with that FBI agent. We have, I believe, another law enforcement officer coming up next, who might be the last one for the day. Actually, no, second to last, I believe. Shout out to Michelle, who says, Freaking Cardi B case got me hooked, AV. The judge asked the jury if they had any questions for the witness. Stand. That is strange, Michelle. I'll have to go back and watch that. But yeah, we took a brief break, everyone, to see what was going on with Cardi B. Some people were fans, some people were not. It's okay if it's not your cup of tea. We really want to see Charlie. I think this person might be in law enforcement, but they might do some sciencey things.
Please raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth? I do. You may take your seat. Please speak loudly.
Sir, please introduce yourself and spell your name.
James Keith McElveen, MCELVEEN.
How are you employed?
I work as a forensic scientist. I'm an electrical engineer. I work at Wave Sciences in Charleston, South Carolina.
And what type of work do you perform at that business?
I mostly do audio research, particularly in forensics.
Can you describe your education and experience in that field?
I am a master's level engineer, electrical engineer, and I've had 35 going on 40 years of experience.
And as part of your work, do you clarify audio recordings?
I do. I also sit on committees that write international standards for audio forensics.
And
Think-
approximately how long have you been doing the type of work?
Okay, I think I see what Georgia's doing. I think Georgia is laying down the foundation for the wiretaps to come in. So we might hear some of them today.
Work that you did in this case specifically?
Probably about 25 to 30 years now.
Judge, at this time, I would tender the witness as an expert in the field of electrical engineering,
Electrical engineering and forensics.
electrical
forensics.
engineering and audio forensics, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to voir dire the witness?
No, let me stop this.
Any objection to him providing an opinion while testifying?
No, Your Honor.
Members of the jury, the witness will be permitted to testify in the form of an opinion in the fields of electrical engineering and audio forensics. You may continue.
And I think you testified you have a master's in electrical engineering, is that right?
That's correct.
And you were the program manager for a government organization that included tech ops work?
Yes,
Okay, and also have done some work with private companies doing government contract type of work, is that right?
yes.
Okay. Did you found the company that you're currently with?
I did.
Have you published articles related to your field?
Yes, I have multiple.
Have you ever testified as an expert before in this area?
I have.
Okay, were you asked to clarify some recordings made at the Dolce Vita restaurant in association with this case?
Yes, I was.
What items were you provided with?
2 audio video recordings from 2 different devices that were in the restaurant, one of which had better video and one of which had better audio.
Okay, and were you able to put those together and give us the best product that you know how to give us to help us make out the words the best we can?
Yes,
All right, and in that process, do you do anything that changes or alters the speaking voices that are on the audio recording?
only how do I put this? We don't alter the subject's voice. We leave it natural and as untouched as possible. What we do is suppress everything else that's not in that place we're trying to focus on.
What were the issues with this particular exhibit as far as being able to hear it in its raw form?
Well, it was a restaurant and a busy restaurant. There was everything from typical restaurant noises with coffee grinders and espresso machines and such as that going on. The position of the recording devices also made them pick up noises coming from the kitchen. So there was dishwasher and vegetable chopping type sounds going on back there, kids screaming, voices playing in a television. So it's easier probably to list what wasn't on the recording than what was.
Okay. And can you explain the process you use to clarify the audio on this exhibit?
Yes. So what we do is we treat the sound that's captured on the recording more like it's the light captured by a camera. So if you do any photography and you use a lens, you may think of the kind of the classic taking a picture down a picket fence, and you can focus on one of the wooden slats in the fence and it's sharp, but all the rest of them in the foreground and the background are blurred out and maybe invisible. So that's our approach, and we're able to set the focus spot on the subjects that we were asked to enhance, and then blur out, like those missing pickets in the fence, everything else in the restaurant.
Okay. And are the results of your audio efforts contained on the exhibit in front of you, State's Exhibit 115?
Yes.
All right. And did you also, for us, pair the audio with the video that was available of that particular event?
In Dolce Vita, we did not.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to review State's Exhibit 116, which does include both the audio, the video, and the transcript of that event?
Yes, although we did not review the transcript content.
Okay.
We did review the audio and the video, and it does match the enhanced audio that we provided.
Okay.
So they did the
everything
EC?
seems to be appropriately lined up with the audio clarification that you did.
Yes, I just don't want to step outside of my role as in audio forensics and speak to a transcript.
He doesn't want to talk about
At this time, I'd ask you
outside
to
of
move to
AV.
evidence states 115 and 116.
Any objection?
If I understand the witness's testimony, he's not able to say the transcript is accurate.
That was Ms. Nigbanow's part, Your Honor.
She is already authenticated as a part of her testimony.
No objection, Your Honor.
States 115 and 116 are admitted.
Did you also do some work on State's Exhibit 132, a recording from a Matsuri restaurant?
I did.
All right. And were the same processes that you previously described with the prior exhibit used on this one as well?
They were.
Okay. And does State's Exhibit 132 contain the audio product that you generated?
Yes.
Okay. And has the audio been paired with the video accurately in State's Exhibit 133 also in front of you?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence States 132 and 133.
Any objection?
Just a moment, Your Honor.
So George is trying to get the video and the audio in before we can hear it.
States 132 and 133 are admitted.
All right, and then you also have an Exhibit 118 in front of you. Did you do some work on a phone call? Phone call?
Yes.
Okay. And is the work that you did on clarifying that phone call fairly and accurately contained on State's Exhibit 118?
Yes, it is.
All right, Judge, that's just for identification only at this time. No further questions.
Very well.
All right.
Cross-examination.
Just briefly, Your Honor.
Looks like it's coming in. James McElveen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay. With respect to the second restaurant footage that you enhanced, am I to understand that you enhanced an enhancement more recently? Did you provide additional materials recently to the state attorney's office?
What we did was not an enhancement. We only took the audio track and put it with the video track. So
That's what you.
we didn't touch anything, but just basically save the processed audio that we did and the original video and just saved it in a different format.
Okay, so then that's what you did recently?
Yes.
Okay.
So no enhancement done in that step.
Okay. And then, yes, were you ever provided with the audio of the interview done by law enforcement of Wendy Adelson on July 18th of 2014?
No, I was not.
And specifically the end of that interview when Miss Wendy Adelson calls my client.
Not to my recollection. I do not believe so.
And so the government did not ask you to do that.
Correct.
Just a moment.
Nothing further, Your Honor?
Redirect examination.
Georgia, got another one, or are we done? I think she's just trying to. We're probably going to listen to wiretaps today and tomorrow. Probably more so tomorrow since the day is almost over. All right,
You
well
may
done.
step down, sir.
Forensic
Called by either party.
AV scientist.
No, Your Honor.
You are released. Have a good day. Please call your next witness.
They call Special Agent Brian Kendall.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may take your seat.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly and clearly.
Sir, please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Brian Kendall, BrianKendall.
How are you employed, sir?
I'm currently employed at a private investment firm.
What about back in April of 2016?
At that time, I worked as a police officer for the city of Plantation, and I was also assigned to a federal task force.
As part of your work with the federal task force, did you participate in a surveillance operation involving a Charlie Adelson?
Yes, I
Oh,
Was the
Okay.
surveillance that you conducted of Mr. Adelson related to a wiretap that was happening simultaneously with your part in the investigation?
did. That's correct.
What is it that you were asked to do?
I was asked to surreptitiously record Mr. Adelson at a restaurant on the night, I believe it was April 20th, 2016.
How about April 21st?
21st, correct.
Okay, and who was Mr. Adelson meeting with at that restaurant?
His father, Mr. Harvey Adelson.
All right, and was that the Matsuri restaurant?
Yes, a sushi restaurant in Miami.
What equipment was used when you went in to record?
I had a covert surveillance recording device that recorded in audio and video.
How covert was it?
It wasn't the most sophisticated device. Would you like me to describe it?
Yes, please.
It almost looked like what they call now a man bag or a large bag that had a hidden recorder and video equipment inside of it.
And was there any sort of strategic problem with using that sort of messenger style bag under the circumstances inside this particular restaurant?
Yeah, so when I entered the restaurant, I saw Mr. Charles Adelson and Mr. Harvey Adelson sitting at the sushi bar. There was an unoccupied stool next to Mr. Harvey Adelson. So I took a position directly next to Mr. Harvey Adelson because it was extremely loud in the restaurant. I put the bag directly on the sushi bar between myself and Mr. Harvey Adelson.
Okay. And what does it mean to get made?
Obviously, when you get made, they identify who you are and they know you're up to, maybe they identify that you're law enforcement or they know what you're doing.
And do you think that might have happened on this effort?
I think it was pretty obvious that my actions were probably a little suspicious to them, correct?
Have you had an opportunity to review the recording from your messenger bag device, States Exhibit 131?
Yes,
And is that a fair and accurate recording of what was captured from your device that day?
yes, it is.
Okay.
And as far as clarification of any audio that was present on that recording device, would you be responsible for that, or was that Mr. McElveen that we just heard from?
Yes, I never even, other than authenticating it, I never reviewed it.
All right, move into evidence, states 131, Your Honor.
An objection.
No objection.
States 131 is admitted.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, it's in.
Cross-examination.
No questions.
You may step down.
Okay, here we go.
This witness be recalled by either party. You are released, sir.
All right, so I think now we can officially hear some wiretaps. We got your phone tapped. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we listen to your whole crew? The Adelson crew. All right, they're doing a brief sidebar. I am going to skip ahead.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony
Next witness.
you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
You may take your seat.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly.
Why does he look like he might be a cop from Massachusetts? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please introduce yourself and spell your name.
My name is Patrick Sanford, Sanford. I'm a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The feds.
How long have you been employed with the FBI?
Approximately 26 years.
Sorry, one moment. Were you asked to assist in the investigation of the murder of Dan Markel?
Yes, I was.
How did you get involved in that investigation?
I was called originally to assist with outside leads on the case. There were some interviews and some other follow-up things that happened outside the state of Florida that they asked me to assist with. And as the investigation continued, I became more and more involved.
The other guy retired and kind of left you holding the bag, right?
He did.
Okay. Are you familiar with Luis Rivera and his role in this case?
I am.
Were you a part of the initial interview of Luis Rivera when he was attempting to become a witness in the case?
Yes, I was.
And do you know the date on which his proffer was given?
I could refer to some notes.
Okay, if I said the date, would you be able to tell me if it sounds
would.
right or not? September 30th of 2016.
Yes.
All right, and the investigation had been ongoing for some time at that point, right? I mean, the murder occurred in 14.
That's correct.
Okay, and in the proffer that was given by Luis Rivera, was there anything new, particularly interested in anything new that you were able to corroborate that law enforcement didn't already know before that interview?
Yes, there was.
What was that?
One thing was he told us the day before the homicide occurred that him and Sigfredo Garcia were riding around in the green Prius in Tallahassee when Mr. Garcia accidentally shot a hole in the floorboard of the Prius, and it actually disabled the vehicle, and Mr. Garcia had to actually fix the vehicle to get it running again.
At the time that you conducted the interview of Rivera, you knew that they had rented the Prius, right?
That's correct.
Law enforcement had already traveled to the location in Miami where the Prius was rented and identified the car and the VIN number and all those things, right?
That's correct. I'd been down there and done all that.
Okay, but we didn't know to look for this hole in the floorboard.
No, there was carpet in the floorboard and you couldn't see it.
Okay. Did law enforcement, in an attempt to corroborate this new fact, go back to locate the vehicle again and see if there was, in fact, any evidence of what Rivera was describing?
We did.
I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as 48 through 52. Do you recognize these exhibits?
I do.
Are these fair and accurate photos of the vehicle once you found it for this second time after Rivera's interview?
Yes, they are.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence states 48 through 52.
Any objection?
No objection.
They are admitted.
May I publish?
You may.
Publishing states 48. Had the vehicle changed hands by this time?
Yes, it had been sold by the rental company.
And had it been repainted?
It had.
Were you still able to see at some of the seams of the vehicle where that silver pine mica color, you could still kind of tell was the previous color?
That's correct. Like in the door jambs and under the hood, there was some.
It became a AAA car.
All right, State's Exhibit 49, were you able to confirm this was in fact the correct vehicle by the VIN number?
That's correct.
Chat. The rental murder car became a AAA car. Wow.
State's Exhibit 50, what does this image show?
Cars have history,
Shows the
man.
passenger side of the vehicle. It has a directional rod put through where the bullet hole traveled. Shows.
Oh my God, it's still there. Look
The
at
hole
it.
was still there under the carpeting.
The hole was still there in the carpet. Correct.
Published in States 51.
Wow. What are the odds?
Did the hole actually puncture the gas line as Rivera described?
That's correct. That is the fuel line that you see there with a with some kind of mechanical piece attached to it to put it back together.
I can't believe
States
that.
Exhibit 52.
And there it is again, just a close up.
Stinks. I don't know if I can make it any better.
Bullet holes, just car come rescue you. There's bullet holes in them.
That's attached to the gas line is the repair that was done on it.
That's correct. You can see where the bullet would have severed the line and it took that piece to connect it back together.
Anything else that Rivera told you that you didn't already know?
Yes, he told us about that the homicide had to take place on the day that it occurred because he was traveling out of, I'm sorry, Mr. Markel was going to be traveling out of town the following day.
And were you able to confirm that Mr. Markel did in fact have plans to travel out of town the day after he was killed?
He did. He was planning to go to a conference up in, I believe it was New Jersey.
And Mr. Rivera's proffer also enlightened us to the June trip, right? That there was a second trip that preceded the July trip in which Mr. Markel was killed.
That's correct. He talked about the June trips also.
And were we able to corroborate that through the testimony of Sergeant Corbett that we just heard from?
That's correct. We had several instances that were able to corroborate that.
All right. Are you familiar?
Speak up, please. We're having trouble.
You can speak up a little bit louder, Special Agent.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the wiretap that was conducted back in 2016 in reference to this case?
I am.
Whose phones were tapped?
It was Charlie Adelson and Catherine McBamwell.
How many cell phone calls were intercepted total as a part of that wiretap?
Well over 10,000 calls and text messages.
And did you
I
review
wanna
a list
hear
of the
these.
calls that have been deemed relevant for this jury's consideration?
I did.
Okay, and are all of those calls contained on that I guess this thumb drive actually, States Exhibit 99, are those fair and accurate recordings of the calls that we intercepted in this case?
They are.
All right, Judge, I'd ask to introduce States 99.
Yeah, objection. States 99 is admitted.
Permission to publish by way of demonstrative B, Your Honor.
You may.
B as in boy. Did you find any evidence in the calls relating to Donna Adelson meddling in her children's lives?
We did.
Okay, and I want to ask you about specifically Wendy's life and her purchase of a house. Are you familiar with the fact that Wendy Adelson had a contract to purchase a house in 2013 here in Tallahassee?
Yes, I am.
All right, and that she pulled the plug on that house on Halloween of 2013. You familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And are you familiar with the evidence that Catherine McBamwell gave regarding being approached on that same day by Charlie Adelson about what ultimately became this murder for hire?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And have you reviewed oh gosh. let's strike that. I'll come back to it. I also wanted to ask you about meddling in reference to Wendy's dating life. Did you hear anything about that on the calls?
I did.
Okay. And specifically, I think this one's called 989. What's the gist of what is on that call?
Mrs. Adelson's talking to Charlie Adelson, and they're discussing Wendy's current boyfriend, which is his name is Dave, and talking about different ways to keep her dating Dave and keeping her from breaking up with him.
All right. And is Donna Adelson enlisting Charlie's help in dealing with Wendy?
That's correct.
All right. Managing Wendy.
Correct.
All right. Permission to publish at this time, call 989, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
And if we could start at 8 minutes and 56 seconds or thereabouts. We have no power, so we're requesting a recess.
Members of the jury will take a brief break. Today to escort you to the jury room.
All right, so we're about to hear the wiretaps. It sounds like they just need some time to get it all set up. Luckily for us, we have TiVo time and we could skip. So they come back right around here.
May I proceed?
Thank you, Judge. Sorry about that. Agent Sanford, in front of you is a copy of State's Exhibit 85, the wire call summary. Can you tell us what is contained in that?
Here we go. It's about to get real,
It's a list
chat.
of calls that we selected, calls in a couple of text messages in a little bit of a timeline, and mostly it's chronological order.
The dates that the calls were made and who they're to and from, that sort of thing.
That's correct. It
And
just
does it
has,
fairly and accurately depict the identifying information for the calls contained in State's Exhibit 99?
that's correct.
Judge, at this time, I would ask to move into evidence State's Exhibit 85.
State's 85 is entered.
May I have permission to provide copies to the jurors, Your Honor?
You may.
Not Mechanicsville. Oh, that was good back in the day.
Madam Court Reporter, would it assist you to have a copy of the summary? All right, we were about to listen to call 989. Judge, we're going to advance the call to 8 minutes and 56 seconds, but I thought we'd start just at the beginning to give the jurors an opportunity to put on their headsets. We provided headsets for each juror with a number, and there's an accompanying volume control in the front here. So my suggestion is just let everybody tinker with it and get settled, and then we'll move the
That's
call
fine.
along.
For that, use your notepad still. I believe there'll be one copy that goes back later, but use your notepads.
All right, start publishing.
I think they're testing their audio using the headsets.
Sir? This is right, right?
What's, I don't know if I'll wear them for all of it, but just to make sure I can hear it properly. Probably so you can clearly hear. I think that might be your copy because that's his. Yeah.
All right, everybody putting their headsets on. We can skip all that. Stop lollygagging. It's a murder trial. All right, here we go. Here we go. I need headphones like that. Damn.
How are you? Good. Oh boy. I had some barbecue up in Jupiter. That's why I just wanted to avoid traffic.
Oh, okay. So you're done for the week? You're not working tomorrow, are you?
I actually am working tomorrow.
Oh.
I know. And then
Got money in Leon County, huh?
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
that's fine. I
Very
don't care.
good.
Yeah,
Just trying to earn a living.
Tinker.
yeah, I know.
Okay, let's go to
Yeah,
8
we
minutes,
got that
56
2
seconds.
guys for the week.
Because I'm in that demographic of guys I want to date.
Right.
And I don't have a problem telling her, like, you put the Victoria's Secret model like you did at 37. I'm not asking for her to leave. No.
So it's how unusual a guy he is.
Of course.
And people choose and especially from.
I have done.
I know.
Well, to be honest.
I know.
And I
Oh, a transcript. Good.
to talk to her. But there's a limit, because there's a point at which someone purposely will do what you're asking them to purposely do the opposite.
And she's gonna screw her life because they're infinitely another day. They're infinitely another day.
What's that?
There's not gonna be another
No.
day.
No, the reason why is I'll never tell someone you can't win the lottery twice, but I can tell you this, the probability is not in your favor. Probability is not in your favor of winning the lottery once. Winning it twice, even more. And that's how I talk to her, because what happens is
If that's what she needs to do.
you understand what I don't ever offend her, because I don't talk about her. I just say, wait, listen, if you put a 37-year-old Victoria's Secret model in front of me, I wouldn't want to get serious with her. Why? When I could do it with a 25-year-old. I said, a 25-year-old is going to be 18 in 15 years. I go, you want to buy a car with high mileage or low mileage? I go, listen, Wendy, you don't want to date a guy that's 50. You know why? Because he's too old for you. And he's going to be 60 in 10 years. And 10 years from now, you don't want to see yourself as a 60-year-old. I get it. So it is what it is.
But you can definitely ask her why she's not going out with David, because she was there with her clean experience there.
I know.
But it opens it to you.
Of course. But just hear me out. I can talk to Wendy differently than anyone can. But even when I do, I don't reference it saying, Wendy, in a million years I would have dated a girl like you with 2 kids. Because it's true, in a million years I would. What I would say is, Wendy, the Victoria's Secret model, I wouldn't have you set me up with if she was 37. And that's just, it's a double standard, but that's life. And she knows about double standards in life. It is what it is. So all I can say is, like, when I talk to her and I put it in those terms, she gets it. She gets it. But, obviously it doesn't help that she's got these fucking friends.
I know.
Tell her that she deserves
Fucking friends.
Superman with some guy who's a doctor who's single, who's just dying to take over the responsibility of 2 kids who aren't his. Like, there's tons of very wealthy, successful, young, good-looking guys wanting to date her, because nothing's more fun than having a 6-year-old fart in your face while you're trying to talk to your girlfriend when you get home from work. That's awesome.
Oh.
That's cool.
Who wants to be around a 6-year-old that farts in your face? That's your fucking nephew, you asshole. Sorry to swear, guys. Earmuffs, children.
Yeah, and not only that, look at a good example. Ted Berman. You were a little fucking odd, had that crazy mom lived on the other street. The lawyer. Okay. Ted Berman got divorced from his wife. He engaged now. I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he took a whole bunch of people. He took, Warren Sapp. Football player. Yeah. He took Warren Sapp, Javon First, a whole bunch of his friends, like paid for everybody for like 20 people to go for the weekend. So they're like, we'll go there and spend like $50,000. So his wife ended up sleeping with Javon First. So anyway, so he's engaged now to a girl that he's known forever.
to explain that beeping noise that we just heard? What is that noise?
That's the sound that it makes when the officer who's monitoring the call, he minimizes it. So
Okay,
he'll
so
hit a
we're gonna-
button, it stops it, it makes that noise, and then when he presses it again to monitor again, it picks right back up on that same spot, basically.
All right, but we're gonna sort
But
of
it
pop
jump-
in and out of the conversation when we hear that noise.
Exactly. There's not a big pause in between. You'll hear the noise and then the conversation will pick back
All
up.
right, and am I correct that the people that are being intercepted do not hear the noise, the
That's-
beeping?
That's correct. They
The
do
idea.
not.
Okay. All right, let's go a little more.
One. And I'm wondering if two, that one. Honestly, yes, your kids are a blessing to you, they're or that's what else.
Yeah, that's right.
But, I mean, listen, do I look like the kind of guy that wants to go home from work and talk to my 37-year-old girlfriend while her kid parks in my face? No, with my nephews, I love them. But as far as baby selling, hell no. Why do I want to go ahead and tell my girlfriend, listen, let's go away for the weekend. What time can you get off next Friday? Okay, I don't want to go like, oh, we got to deal with, can we get the in-laws to watch them, what their schedule look like? It's not just Wendy, it's Wendy and the three boys. It's three people you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, and you can, trust me, I know what to say.
I know you do. I know you do.
I mean, and I listen, and a part of me is this because, you know what? Someone gets handed a golden opportunity.
But that, you know what? That's what she has to hear. Sometimes you get the gold ring, and I don't know if she's got her hints or something on that.
Because she has everyone telling her that she's such a great catch, and she is. But they're not. But guess what?
They're not living her life.
The
They're not
tea.
living her life, and they're not breaking it down and saying who's, and listen, the guy who may treat her really well just may never really bother the kid. Like, there's so many aspects to it. So you can be a great guy, just doesn't really want to do anything with your kids. What are you going to do? Kick him out and do?
This guy not only is crazy about her, but
Yeah.
he's even believe. And he's actually treats her, and that's what.
That's why. Because the truth is, she can be a great guy. Those aren't his boys. He just doesn't like them. What does she do? Get rid of them? He may treat her well, but he's like okay with the
He'll
kids.
tolerate the kids, he'll put up with them.
I put up with them, whatever. And then what if they're real nice to the boys on day one, but 3 years down the road, he's pretty much had enough of them. Right then, they're going through a tough time. I mean, I'm just saying.
Know that she's been given an opportunity that she most likely will never happen again.
No,
Throw it away. She's not only throwing it away for herself, she's throwing it away for the kids that deserve it now.
But you don't understand. You could never say that to her. Well, you can. It was the head coach.
Yeah, I know.
You can say anything you want. It's America. I can just tell you the end of the company. You can tell me the beginning.
If I what I could say, if you weren't here, that's what I would do. I would try. I would try.
You fuck it up good. I tried. You would get 30 seconds into your planned speech before she told you to butt out of her life. And rightfully so, it's her life. She can tell you whatever she wants. But the difference is that I can talk to her differently than you can.
I know, Charlie,
So-
believe me and embrace what we do. And really, you know that. You know that.
Trust me, I know. I mean, listen, she's doing great with it, considering everything she's been through. I would just like
You know what?
her.
She's your sister. She loves you. She's a good sister. And
Let's go. Make an appearance in the chat.
I'm just grateful that the two of you have each other. I really am.
Well, I am too, but I can
I
tell you,
really am. And I
No.
appreciate what you do because
I go.
who else is going to do it? Who else is going to say, hey, wake up? This is not as a perfect afternoon. It's glad to be good. Thank God.
Listen, most people don't ever get an opportunity like this to begin with. Like
I know.
I'm saying, to begin with,
I'm shocked that you don't.
because the truth, and that's what I listen. When
Good. And after another day, it's me going like, wake up.
trust me, Mom, it's believe let me say this much, Jim. As much as you feel like knocking her over the head, I feel like punching her in the head, knocking her over the head.
Sure.
So trust me on this. So what I'm telling you is that I'll talk to her and I will do my best, my best is very good. And you gotta understand, what the way I'll tell her too is like, Wendy, she loves Jess. I think Jess is awesome. Jess will be a great friend to me. And I talk to Jess all the time. Wendy, I wouldn't leave Jess in a million years because she's 37 and she has no kids.
She's no kid, and Jeff totally wants children.
Absolutely. I said, but she has I go, but so it's like you winning the lotto and saying, I'll never win the lotto again. That's not true. You still have a 1 in 14 million chance. That's like, I'm not going to take that from you. You can get out there and buy another ticket and win the lotto again. It's highly unlikely. So, and it's highly.
Okay, I think we get the idea. We're 2 years out, right, from Dan Markel's murder.
That's correct.
And who is Dave? Did you identify Dave through the course of the investigation?
We did. He's Dave Atel. He owned he was a successful businessman and lived in South Florida.
And is this the only call that happened to be captured on the wire in which these two are discussing Wendy's love life?
No, it wasn't.
They talk about Dave quite a bit.
They did several times.
All right, and they talk about Wendy's career options too, don't they?
They do.
And does the defendant, Donna Adelson, enlist Charlie to convince Wendy to do her bidding in reference to Wendy's career as well?
Correct. She does.
I'm going to publish call number 2873 at this time, Judge.
Oh,
You may
there's more. There's more calls. Strap in. You don't want to listen, Donna? When you said you were going to whoop our ass?
From these people, sounds like you're not learning much of anything. But I would take the course. The course
This is Katie and Charlie.
I think it's either 1 week and then you take the course, or you could go like every weekend for a month and then you take the test.
I'm not, yeah, but I'm not even thinking about that right now. Like I still, right now, I'm being ready to like, so I would be.
Is this 2873? No. All right, we'll come back to that one. Sorry, folks, wrong call.
Okay, well, the first one
All
talking
right,
about.
are you familiar with the bump in this case?
Okay, let's go to the bump.
What's
The bump is good. Let's go to the bump.
The bump is where we took an undercover agent and had him approach Mrs. Adelson with a plan. It was during the time of the investigation, we had evidence that linked Luis Rivera and Sigfredo Garcia to being the actual hitmen. So in 2016, we decided to created the bump to have an undercover approach her, pretending to be a former cellmate of Luis Rivera. Luis Rivera in 2016 was actually incarcerated in the Broward County detention facility and then went to another jail. So we wanted the undercover to pretend to be in a jail cell with Luis Rivera and pretend that Luis Rivera told him about the hit in Tallahassee with the Adelsons. Not with the Adelsons, but the hit that that was created, linking back because we had telephone calls going through, linking Luis Rivera to Sigfredo Garcia, then to Catherine McBanwa, then to Charlie Adelson, then to Mrs. Adelson here.
So it was a ruse.
It was a ruse.
Designed to generate chatter on the wire.
It was. It was 2 years after the homicide, and we started a wire, and we knew that they were not talking about the homicide anymore. So we wanted to we call it tickling the wire.
And was the goal to identify, if the pattern that we're seeing that we think is the members of the conspiracy, is that right? Who's a member of the conspiracy and what are their roles?
Yeah, we had Luis Rivera, Sigfredo Garcia would talk, and then Sigfredo Garcia talked to Catherine McManus through the phones. Catherine McManus would talk to Charlie Adelson through the phones. Charlie Adelson would talk to Donna Adelson through the phones, and then it would go back, and it would always go back and forth in that order. It never skipped anyone, never, no one ever jumped over to the other person. It always went back and forth. So we had that in the phone records leading up to the homicide, but what we didn't have was the conversations.
So was it of interest to find out, you know, if we approach Donna Adelson in this way, what's she gonna do? Who's she gonna go to?
Exactly.
Is she
See
gonna
what
call
her
the
reaction
police?
was.
Is she gonna call Luis Rivera? What's she gonna do?
Exactly.
Right? Okay. And did you have an opportunity to review State's Exhibit 113? 113 contains the combined videos from both the body worn camera of the officer that approached the defendant and also the angle from across the street.
That's correct.
Okay, and are these fair and accurate recordings of the bump from both those angles?
They are.
All right, moving to evidence, States 113, Judge.
Any objection? States 113 is admitted.
All right, and the undercover, the officer that played the gang member, I guess, said that he was instructed not to be aggressive or not to scare the defendant. Was that you that instructed him on that?
It was. We had, we didn't want to cause concerns for the agent's safety. If he approached her being too aggressive and too scary, we didn't know how she would react, if she would possibly be armed at the time. We had no idea. So didn't want to create a hostile environment to make her become overly aggressive.
And
cause
that,
him,
is that a concern in every undercover operation, that you just kind of don't know what you're going to get? I mean, it's not specific to this defendant, right?
That's correct. That's in every case. We try to minimize the risk to the officer's safety and the people around.
Okay. Let's publish 113, please.
Thank you, Petty. I'll shout these out in a second.
What is it?
Oh, there she is. There's Donna. Here's the bump.
Okay.
Here it is, chat. Here we go. Here we go.
Excuse me, Mrs. Adelson? How you doing? Just want to give you this. Listen. Don't be scared. Listen, just want to let you know that we know that your family has been taking care of Katie and her friend for quite some time. After your problem up north has been resolved.
You know what they just did, chat? They showed his face. Good job, Law and Crime. Well done.
And I want to let you know that my brother, he's incarcerated. He helped your family with this problem you guys had up north. And we want to make sure that he's going through some rough times. And we want to make sure that you take care of what he's going through, the way you're taking care of Katie and Tuka. Well, this will explain it. Thank you.
Well done, Law and Crime. Again, doxing people.
Pause it, please. Does the defendant remain under surveillance for some time after this?
She does.
Okay, we see her take the paper from the undercover and fold it and put it into her purse. Does she ever take it out and look at it before she gets back into her building?
Not that we ever saw, no.
And does she make any phone calls once she goes back into her building?
When she goes back into her building, she does.
And who is the first person that the defendant calls after the bump?
Charlie Adelson.
Right, is that call A?
It is.
Okay, publish call A, please.
Let's hear it. Thank you, Brandon. Oh my God, what picture is that? I'm like, this stream about to get demonetized.
Hey, Hans.
I think even the investigator was shocked at that picture, Brandon Lesko.
To work for some other tournament very near future and need to people to.
Okay.
Okay.
Did someone write a letter to you or something?
I've got some paperwork hand delivered to me.
You're being sued?
No, that's what I thought it was, but I'm going to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay, so, I mean, I can even, you can have to figure out something. You can tell it will be wherever you are.
Well, I'm in Mitch Klein's office on Park Boulevard.
Okay.
So I'm right now in the Skyline Chili, and I'll be at his office in the afternoon.
Okay. So the boys who finished their, piano lesson around 4-ish, and they, I've got the traffic up there, and they take a ride with them up there.
Does Dad know about this?
The dad at work today, fortunately.
What's, IRS?
You know, those IRS people, they kind of bother you sometimes, but, you know, fortunately not now.
Okay.
So I will talk to you. I'll give you a heads up if I'm gonna drive up that way. Okay? And,
Is Wendy all right? Is it involved Wendy?
No. So let me just talk to you later, and,
What is it? Is that health okay?
yeah,
All right. Does it involve me or other people?
well, probably both of them.
What's that?
Probably the two of them.
Oh, Donna.
So, you probably have a general idea what I'm talking about.
Now the gangster's coming into the chat.
To talk to each other, and take the boys for a ride, okay?
You're gonna take the boy up there?
Well, maybe they can come home, maybe they can get here till about 7, and some dad gets here.
So it's harder to talk to me today.
He or, can, tomorrow, and it's important.
All right. Well, I'll be up in Mitch Klein's office. You want to come up? Oh, yeah, so really late.
I'm just concerned that I just have to get up there and get back in time for them to get them. Sometimes she gets out a little earlier than coming out here.
Can I ask you a question? Who's paperwork sent from?
I see that, that's great. I was, something that came hand to hand to me, I actually to go on today.
Is it right, was it anonymous or?
No,
Charlie
no,
doesn't stop.
no.
Charlie doesn't stop. Okay, I think they are on the same page now. But like Charlie keeps questioning her. She keeps trying to get off the phone and he doesn't want to stop. He just keeps wanting to ask more questions. Like, does it involve me? What happened? Do you want to meet? You need to meet me today? Can we say it over the phone?
Not anonymous. I just don't want to discuss it on the phone.
Right, whatever it is. It's silly, but, if you want.
I wouldn't bother you, trust me.
Yeah, do you want me to come down to see you tomorrow after the day off?
Yes, that would be wonderful. Dad actually works later tomorrow. You know, he goes in at 1 o'clock. We both work out at the gym from 9:30 to 10:30. So
Whatever it is, I'll take a look at the paperwork.
yeah,
I hope it's not the IRS.
I just would like you to review.
Yeah, that is code.
Give me some input as to what what your thoughts are. Okay, so come down tomorrow, Dad leaves at 12, so anytime after 12 is good.
12 tomorrow.
Yeah, he leaves at 12, he starts at 1 there, so 12, 12:15.
All right, I'll come down after that, but I think I gotta leave and see if it's good.
That would be great.
Perfect. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Love to come by.
Now they knew what that was. They knew what that was. They did. They did. I don't know, chat. Is it code?
Would you describe the defendant's demeanor on this call as really calm?
Yes,
She says dad's at work, fortunately.
she does.
Does she indicate that she's in fear on the call?
No, she does not.
She was handed a piece of paper that had an article about the murder of Dan Markel, right?
Correct.
That's what the interaction was about.
That's correct. That's what he handed her and made reference to it.
And when Charlie asks the defendant what it's about, what does she say?
She says the both of us,
Probably both of us, probably the two of us.
and then the two of us. She said it twice.
Does she say the name Dan Markel on this call?
No, she does not.
Does she say the name Dan Markel anywhere on this wire?
No, not that I recall.
Georgia. When she get with that pen like that,
Did she report this incident to the police?
No, she did not.
Is there another call shortly after this one?
There it is.
Tell us about the next call, call B.
Call B is on the same day. It's from Mr. Charlie Adelson to Mrs. Donna Adelson, and it occurred about, I want to say about 20 minutes after the call we just listened to.
oh, he
At
called back.
2:35 p.m.
Oh, what did he say? Let's listen. When Georgia has that pen in that stance, she's ready to cook. Georgia. Georgia.
Good. Is it you're not paying the fund tax? Okay. You know, listen, what was I gonna say? Do you mind paying my Brown and Brown insurance?
No, it's fine.
Okay, because I'm gonna just stick with
But
the
the
same
topic
company.
Wait,
Yeah, the thing is this, if you stay with the
do you mind paying my Brown and Brown insurance? Charlie, what the hell does that mean? Charlie?
same company for 3 years, and then try to bump you down to lower bracket.
Oh, okay, so it's a good idea to do that.
So I might as well stay with them and hope that that's actually true, that they can do what you said, putting you in the lower bracket.
Okay, do you want me to call Pam Hall?
Yeah, because I told her that my mom called her because she's, like that stuff at the office.
Okay,
And then just send them a check. If they have to have it for, I want to say the 29th or something.
okay.
You know,
I'll do that now.
do that. And listen, whatever it is, whatever someone says you, I wouldn't worry too much about anything.
Okay,
I mean, so if someone can write whatever they want to write, someone can say whatever they want to say, and I'm not worried.
These people are gangsters.
Was it another bad review on Yelp?
there's reviews come in, sometimes they're not bad reviews.
Not yo.
Particularly that one. Yeah.
So I'm not being sued.
No,
Okay. All right. Honestly, whatever it is, and I wouldn't just judging from what you're making it sound like. I wouldn't stress it out too much.
okay, it's probably not.
Is it really an insurance company?
People can always write, people can always say anything they want. It doesn't, someone says you're a bad dentist, it doesn't mean you're a bad dentist. So, but anyway, I'll definitely come down. It actually works out perfect if I had the day off.
Okay. So I'll make you take me out to dinner, so make sure you bring cash with you.
All
Okay?
Do I need to bring cash?
Yeah, if you take me out to dinner, I can give you this. That's probably a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this, look, I should bring cash. I don't have much cash to bring.
Yeah, okay, I'll see if I have another couple. Let's see what I can hear. Okay.
Was it, can I ask you, is someone blackmailing you?
Well, it's still a good possibility.
Do you think someone's trying to blackmail you?
Maybe. Could be.
No. That's crazy. Is there, I don't know what blackmail is for, but is there any way I can see you? You can't come up here at all?
It's going to be difficult if they don't finish the piano teacher doesn't need to about 4:15. And even if I came up there and got there a little after 5:15, it would still be tough to, necessarily get back here in time for you to pick them up.
Was this, can I just ask you this? Is this anything government related, or is this like whack job writing a letter to you?
Like who?
Is it like a whack job writing a letter to you, or is this government related?
No, I don't know if it's government.
So it's not government or military or anything like that?
No.
Who was the letter addressed to?
Me.
To you? That's crazy. Did it have do you know who sent it to you?
That was a pretty good idea. But, let's walk in and either, I would like to, try to get you today. I will definitely.
Sorry, turn my mic down. Sorry, guys.
I just don't know if I'm gonna get back here in time for them to not know how to people.
Is it, so whoever sent you a letter, sent you an anonymous letter? Did they sign it?
It's hand-delivered.
So someone showed up, was it like by a process server?
That's what I did, was.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Where did they come to you at?
When I walked out of the building, and there was ice, and I put back both driveways at the right time.
Right.
And I walked in about 5 feet from pressing the button so that I could cross the street to pick up the guys next to me.
Right.
And just as I got on the sidewalk. Yeah. Okay, Katie, so you stay right here, okay? You stay right here. I'll work on the computer and then finish it, okay? Yeah, amazing. Somebody knew exactly who I was. Called me by name.
And he came over and was it a young guy, an old guy?
Somebody call Bruce Rivers. We need a criminal lawyer.
I wouldn't forget that face.
Really?
Johnny, I can wait till it's time to go up there. I'm just concerned about getting back here in time. When you say you're worried. You know?
All right.
We need Bruce Rivers to help these people.
Well, I mean, you have to get into the stuff with insurance. I mean, that's crazy that someone hands you a letter like that. That I don't know.
Usually better just keep it tomorrow, that's 12:15, 12:21.
Is the person like threatening you or anything?
You're never gonna have it interpreted. So let's not worry, and let's meet tomorrow. I think that's better. But let's meet tomorrow this afternoon.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you want to take a picture of the letter and send me?
You're good, TJ. You're not being a hater.
So it wasn't the government or the military or somebody, some random person.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. How long was the letter?
No, it's just a copy of an article that's not what's written in the letter. Yeah. Was written in a copy of that letter.
Is the person threatening?
Am I on mute? Damn it.
You know, I thought that we should.
Actually, I was just saying that Charlie's digging himself a deeper hole by being inquisitive. Sorry, I can't stand when I do that. But now I'm conscious of the balance of my mic and this volume because it's very hard to understand. But look at the top of it. He's saying that's effing crazy. What I was saying is that Charlie is making this a bigger problem for himself by being inquisitive, asking questions about how long was the letter? Who gave you the letter? Is the person threatening you? What else? I think it was because of he was fearful.
I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of thing. If there's a threat, you go to the police.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me. Well, I don't think it's people threaten you, gotta go to the police. But let me talk. Let me see what it is. Let me see what nonsense it is first. It won't be the first time I've been threatened. But
I'd like to just see what you think.
yeah,
I mean,
no.
Right here, right up here. So let's do that. Let's make it, 12:20, 12:30, tomorrow. That would be ideal. Okay?
Okay. You got it.
I'm going to play with the boys a little bit, okay?
All right. Yeah. No. Come down. I'll see you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right. If it's something serious, I'm going to recommend going to the police. So.
Oh, no, I know. That's what I'm supposed to do.
So. All right. Sounds good.
We'll talk tomorrow, okay?
All right.
So tempted to do.
On this call, we hear the defendant say that this is a particularly bad Yelp review. Is this an example of code talk?
Yes.
This doesn't have anything to do with the Yelp review, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so already in call 2, we've got code words being used.
That's correct.
And she indicates that Charlie should bring cash, and if he doesn't have it, she'll bring it, right?
She does.
Does she indicate she knows who sent her the letter?
She does in a way. She knows who the person was by seeing him.
She says, I have a pretty good idea who sent it.
Right.
He asks if she wants to send him a picture of what she received from the person. What's her answer?
And she didn't think that was a good idea.
He asks if there's a threat, we should go to the police. What does she say about that?
She says at the end, she finally says something like, we might do that, something around there.
Okay, but initially says not a good idea.
Correct.
And did anyone go to the police?
No.
Does she reiterate in this call, no talking on the phone?
Did she indicate that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And is there a third call in which Charlie calls back and presses for more information again?
Yes, there is.
How soon after call B do we get that next call?
The next call is at 3:00, so about 15 minutes after that call ended.
All right, publish call C, please.
All right, let's get to the next incriminating phone call. Yeah, Devin, why did he ask if it was military? What?
Hey, sorry about that. Quick question for you. Well, one thing I was going to tell you is obviously don't talk about things in the apartment or any place.
Oh, obviously.
The other thing is, was the person black, white, Hispanic?
What?
and they just came up to you and they said your name and they handed you a piece of paper?
I'm done.
No, didn't hand it right away. First talked to me for a while and then handed it to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't hats, sunglasses, or?
No.
Wow.
Nothing. Describe them to a T.
What's that?
You could describe them to a T. No, nothing.
Was the person nervous or were they angry or?
No, calm as could be. Totally calm.
That's really crazy. Are they trying to ask for money or something?
Yeah.
Guys, this is the third call where Charlie is still curious about this bump. Still curious about who the person was, what they said, were they military, did they fall out of the sky like Woody said? What is this?
If someone trying, I mean, listen, if it's something like that, it sounds probably like you go to the police, but
And they have to, but they'd rather talk to you first.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, there's scumbags out there all the time that try to do stuff like that.
Oh, no.
So,
That's why, I just want you to see, because I don't want, not your father upset.
don't say anything to dad until I take a look at it, because dad flies off there.
Absolutely.
On everything.
That's why I suggested, after the first work tomorrow.
Did the person give you any kind of like time frame or anything?
No.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's clear what's wanted.
What is it, kind of actually, what do they ask for?
I don't know, this TV is probably about 5.
They ask you for $5,000?
Oh my God. Charlie's an idiot. Chat, look at the top. And we heard this in opening statements. This is Charlie's fault for getting caught. Why do they keep, what do they say? Let me ask you more questions. What do they look like? Was it military? Let me hang up. I'm gonna call you a second time, Mom. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna call you a third time, Mom. And on this third call, I'm gonna just ask you, what did they ask for? They bolded it and it says, I don't know. The TV was probably about 5. Look at what Charlie says next. They asked you for $5,000. This ain't Geek Squad anymore. The TV was a code word. I'm part of the conspiracy now. Where's the tinfoil? I'll put it. I should just go ahead and start making my hat. Then Wendy's like, this is so wonderful. This is sweet. When Geek Squad shows up at the house, and who called? Donna, the Queen Pin Grandma. Okay? Donna, this one. The Queen Pin Grandma made the first call that day when the TV was about to get fixed. She called her daughter and said, listen, okay, you see the hand? I'm controlling everything. You need to find a good dude. Otherwise, I'm going to slap you upside the head. This is wild. This case is insane. Let's go back in. Donna.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then she, like, an ex-girlfriend. Hi, Sandra. Good morning. Good. How are you? Okay.
that's crazy. Let me take a look at it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go from there.
Lincoln's on first. Okay, do that one. Yeah.
Okay.
And the kids,
And then I'll go.
think about that. They off the Dan, and his kids are sitting there in the background, and they're talking about it like it's.
If you wanted to go to dinner, we'll see where we go.
Yeah, I'll go down in the afternoon and I'll take a look at whatever,
Yeah.
whatever
We'll
it's
go,
going to say.
we'll go for a walk on the beach or something. It's gonna be nice tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Love you too, honey. Bye-bye.
All right, so this call, Charlie says, obviously don't talk about things in the apartment or any place.
One moment. What is the objection? His approach.
So the defense team has an objection as we're listening to that. I think that third one was incriminating. You know, this TV's going to cost about $5. It's a cold call. That's why you have an FBI agent up there. Like, you see that look? One more time, let me button the jacket, okay? We're doing a good job. I'm saying we're doing a good job. He knows. Oh, this case is so crazy. A little bit more. Let's wait for them to come back. All right, looks like the sidebar. I like that they have the sidebar standing away from the media where people can't necessarily see and read lips, but let's.
Objection is overruled. You may continue with your examination.
Oh gosh, where are we? Obviously, don't talk about things in the apartment or any place. And she says, obviously, right?
That's correct.
Why?
That's a good question.
Did you have the apartment bugged?
No, we did not.
Did the gang member have the apartment bugged?
No, we didn't.
And next, there's a statement, this TV is probably going to be about $5. Was there anything to do with the TV in this bump operation?
Yes.
Well,
Charlie.
was the word TV mentioned to Donna Adelson when the undercover approached her?
No, not at
Did
all.
he say she was buying a TV for $5,000?
No.
Okay. So the TV, though, has significance in the greater context of your investigation?
That's correct.
How so?
Charlie Adelson had supposedly joked to several people about buying his sister a TV as a divorce present instead of hiring a hitman.
Right. And was that the same TV that also served as Wendy Adelson's alibi in the morning of the murder?
That's correct.
In this call that we just heard, Donna Adelson says that the person that approached her, quote, mentioned an ex-girlfriend.
Overruled. Please clarify your question, Ms. Ketterman, so it's clear as the context.
When Ms. Adelson is talking on this call that we just heard, she says that the undercover, quote, mentioned an ex-girlfriend. Does she say the name of the ex-girlfriend
No.
to Charlie Adelson?
No, she doesn't.
All right. Did the undercover say the name of an ex-girlfriend to Donna Adelson?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said Katie and Tudo.
Okay. And does Charlie have more than one ex-girlfriend?
Yes, he does.
Yes, a litany of them, right?
He does.
Okay. So when Charlie hears ex-girlfriend, does he, in fact, on the next call one of his ex-girlfriends?
Yes, he does.
Okay. And he has not been told Katie yet.
That's correct.
Okay. Who does he call?
He calls Catherine McManlin.
Is that our
Calls
call
Katie.
B, the next call?
Yes, it is.
Publish call D, please.
We got another wiretap. What you gonna do? Sooner or later, we'll grab your whole crew. We're gonna get the right Adelsons or two. We got you.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
No, are you someplace you can talk to?
So what?
Are you any place that you can talk to?
You can talk right now.
What's that?
Just talk right now. Let's talk.
Okay, can you go somewhere that's not loud when I'm talking to you?
I can't get the place loud, so they can't get out.
Okay, I'm trying to walk outside and talk to her now. I can't even fucking get outside. All right, so leave it on. All right. Somebody. Hang on. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear.
Okay. I just want you to listen to me. I'll be able to talk to you in person when I see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
but my mom walked the kids. I only heard part of the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go down there and talk to her tomorrow to find out what's going on.
Okay.
Because she didn't want to elaborate.
Uh-huh.
But she said that someone approached her on the street,
Uh-huh.
called her by name,
Mm-hmm.
handed her an envelope with something in it.
Yeah.
And somebody she really wouldn't go into detail. I have no idea what this is in reference to.
Uh-huh.
But something regarding her son, something regarding his ex-girlfriend, and the person asking my mom for some money.
There it is, Charlie. We need to call Bruce Rivers right now on speed dial because the self-snitching is terrible. Bruce Rivers, he's a criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's a criminal lawyer. He's going to stop the self-snitching. What? It's highlighted in yellow. Look at it. But something regarding her son. It ain't Rob because he's in New York. Something regarding his ex-girlfriend, meaning you, lady on the phone. And the person asking my mom for some money.
What?
Yeah. So I said, well, I'm like, first what you're saying, I thought it was like something involving the IRS or a payment
Yeah.
or something like that. So I don't even know what the fuck it's about at all.
So somebody just like bumped into your mom like that?
Well, they came up to her on the street after she dropped the kids off at school. I guess she brought them to school. I don't even know. But they must know her routine. They must know who she is.
Yeah.
They walked up to her. They called her by name. They handed her an envelope. And she said they spoke to her for a few minutes. And then she said they were making reference to my ex-girlfriend. I have no fucking clue what that's about.
Yeah.
And then they explained that they needed to be paid the money.
For what?
I guess Bob didn't want to talk to me on the phone. But
like, did she see the person? Was she like, she should have like.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I said, someone's gonna try to blackmail you or something.
Exactly.
Right.
Right. And you're like that.
I said, yeah, you're straight to the police. She's like, I don't even know what this is about. I don't want to talk about it. We'll take a picture and send me what it is. She's like, I just want to see it in person.
He is so dumb. He's so dumb. We need Bruce Rivers on a line right now. We just do. Like, Charlie.
Bruh.
Charlie, one more time.
Bruh.
Send me a picture or something. If you're not the hottest box, I know that sounds like that's what she said, but you're a hot box.
I'm gonna go there. I can't even fucking go there today because I won't get out of work until 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So she's like, just.
So do we like stalking your mom?
I don't even fucking know. I don't know what's going on, what my mom's about. You didn't do anything with my mom. I mean, yeah.
This is what I do with my mom.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking. I don't
Oh,
know.
he said it again. Look at the transcript. He said, you didn't do anything with my mom. Charlie Murphy.
Your mom, like, what the hell?
Well, I don't know.
Like, person, like, just going up to your mom, like, hello.
Yeah, and my mom said it involved your ex-girlfriend, so I don't even think she said who. I'm just like, you're my last girlfriend, so that's why I'm calling you.
Oh.
They wouldn't want from her.
Anyway, I'm gonna find out. Well, they wanted money.
You're my last ex-girlfriend. That's why I'm calling you. Now I understand why everybody's like, AV, you gotta listen to the wiretaps. He just cooks himself.
I know, exactly. Did she tell you? Like, what?
Yeah, she was just kind of like a little bit rattled and with the kids and was like, listen, just as soon as I have the day off tomorrow, so she's like, come down and talk to me. So I'm going down tomorrow.
Here's another highlight. Here comes another highlight.
I don't remember if it had anything to do with you, if they're mentioning you or if any reference to you, I'll keep you posted.
Why not doing me? Yeah, like
I don't know.
girlfriend.
Well, we'll talk. It could be any, so I just assumed that.
Exactly.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I may want to see you tomorrow if it does have anything to do with you. If it doesn't, then I feel like a fucking idiot for even following, wasting your time. But if it
Yeah, I
does,
was sure about your mom. Like, we don't know this shit. If I'm not with you, with the right conversation, it would be right now.
I know. I said, Mom, was the guy wearing matte glasses? Mom was like, no, I can take the person out one in a second. They came over to me. They spoke to me very politely. It was a white male in his 30s. No hat, no glasses. Just a white male in his 30s. Came up there, and she was. Addressed her. So, but anyway, either here or there, I feel like an idiot if it was some other act. But anyway.
Yeah, did you have any fight with him over there or something?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I should just be calling everybody today.
No, yeah, you should try to find out.
I thought when I spoke to my mom, she said it involved, they mentioned your name in it. That's why. I feel like an idiot if they didn't. So,
Sean.
anyway, are you working tomorrow? What's the story?
Yeah, but you can always talk while you're there. Doesn't matter.
All right, what time to finish work?
Thank you. All right, let me know.
What time to finish work tomorrow?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, like I told them like I'm usually between like 9:30 to. You want me to get up? Okay.
What?
Anytime between 9:30 to like 3-ish, 4-ish. It depends.
Okay.
Like today I was like super like crazy.
Okay, I gotta get back in there. I'm gonna be in Miami, and when I'm done hanging out down there, I'm gonna come to you. Okay?
Yeah, I'm like right there.
So figure somewhere around 4, I'll see you.
Okay.
All right. No worries, you know.
All right.
Have a good day. I'll talk to you later.
Business.
He's going to be on the stand tomorrow. Yeah.
Call Charlie Adelson.
Georgia.
Magdanoa that
Tell us.
the man that approached his mother said, quote, something regarding her son and his ex-girlfriend. Did the undercover say anything about Charlie Adelson or Donna's son?
No.
Did the undercover reference Charlie Adelson at all?
No, he did not.
Oh, no.
When Donna Adelson relayed to Charlie what the undercover did she say they mentioned you?
No.
But he deduces that he misremembers that it was just about him.
That's what it appears, correct.
Did he proceed after this call to call any of his other ex-girlfriends?
No, he did not.
What?
Did he speak to anyone else about this other than the family members that we're going to hear in Catherine Magdanoa?
No, he didn't.
Right. There was discussion of an in-person meeting between the defendant and her son, Charlie Adelson. Did that take place?
It did.
When did that take place?
The following day at about, I think it was around 1 o'clock.
Is this April 20th, 2016?
That's correct.
Where did the meeting take place?
It took place behind Mrs. Adelson's building. They actually met in the building, we believe, and then came out in the back of it and walked down. There's a sidewalk along the water behind their building. And they walked along the sidewalk to a restaurant called Monty's. And there's a table out by the water, out by itself, just behind the restaurant that they went and sat at and met there and talked.
What, if any, efforts were...
So if you need your hearing assisting device, please wear it so you do not miss any of the evidence. Please ask your question again.
What, if any, efforts were made to surveil or record the meeting between Charlie Adelson and the defendant?
Yes, I had recording equipment brought in, and we tried to get as close as we could to them. They sat out away from anyone else across the sidewalk, right by the water on one side of them and the sidewalk on the other. and we couldn't get very close to them without alerting them that we were there.
Were you able to record the contents of their conversation at that in-person meeting?
No, we tried, but it was inaudible. There was no
Were
audio.
you able to get any photographs of this in-person meeting?
I was.
Judge, at this time, had asked to interview states that agree.
Oh, there's another one.
Objection.
This is when they got together.
363 is admitted.
May I publish?
You may.
Look at them.
Can you describe
There they
to the
are.
jury their demeanor, the way in which they were speaking at this meeting?
It's a post-bump interview.
Yes, they were talking in very low voices. And Mr. Adelson is usually very loud, but he was not talking in a loud voice in this particular meeting. Even when they walked down the sidewalk, they were talking very low, leaning into each other, almost a whisper.
How long did the meeting last?
I believe around 30 minutes at the table.
Chat.
Judge, I think this might be a good time to recess for the day.
Very well.
Georgia.
Members of the jury, we are going to take our break for the evening at this point. Once again,
Georgia.
we will not discuss this case with anyone else or each other. Also, as well, do not seek out any information or news reporting concerning this matter. Just leave the items that you were handed in your chair along with your notepads. Please report tomorrow at 8:30, and we will continue with the examination of the witness. We anticipate getting started by 8:45. Have a good evening.
Boy, oh boy. Donna and Charlie. Gloria, you can't make it up at all. I think it's the wiretaps for me.
Everyone can be seated. Ms. Kappelman, for the direct of Agent Sanford, how much longer do you believe that will take tomorrow?
It's going to take most of the day tomorrow. I do hope to get a couple more witnesses on for the end of the day.
Very well. Does either party need to be heard before we go into recess?
Judge, I'd like to be heard. I respect your ruling, although I thought that you had indicated that you were instructing Ms. Kappelman not to provide cumulative testimony when.
Jackie.
She is not testifying at all. This is about the formal question that we're getting to.
Well, one of my objections was, is that in fact she is testifying, and I failed to mention that at sidebar. So the jury is getting to hear the recorded call. There's a highlighted transcript in front of them that they're leading and reading while we're going through the call.
Yes.
Then Mrs. Kappelman could have asked questions like, did Charlie say this? Was
Nope.
somebody's name mentioned? Instead, she's repeating again.
You're
what's on the
losing.
call. And
No, no,
that's not
Jackie.
my client. That's not following the rules of evidence, and I just want to make a record. Thank you.
Concerning that matter, I've already made my ruling. She is allowed to ask questions. That
You lost,
what has
Jackie.
There's nothing more I have to say on the subject concerning this. Are there any other matters?
Nothing from the stage, Judge.
I'll review the recording that the state provided, and I'll have an answer to the court and the state in the morning.
Well, please report by 8:30. We will await the jurors, and then we'll continue with the examination of Agent Sanford. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
Chat, these wiretaps are bad. They are so bad. So I think what they're trying to do is set up the wiretaps before we get to Charlie, because Charlie's part's going to be the biggest part, right? So she just mentioned that tomorrow's schedule is going to include this witness on the stand because all of the wiretaps have to come through this FBI agent. So I think we're on like something like 4 or 5. So tomorrow we're going to hear more wiretaps, and Charlie just tells on himself. Jackie just had a problem with the transcript being read, but I mean, so many of you have watched so many trials with me on this channel. One thing that we've never seen, we usually have to like try to like listen very intently. We've had Lee try to translate Mechanicsville talk. Like usually you don't get audio and visual for a jury to follow along on what's being said. You usually get one or the other. This is the first time that I've seen since I've started YouTube trial watching on LawTube specifically, is where you can hear it and see it alongside with the jury. Now, the issue that Jackie has is that the incriminating parts, Georgia, she's highlighting them. So for, I picked up on it as I was kind of like following along with you guys. I'm like, as soon as we get there, oh, something in yellow is coming. What is it? That's when we need to tap Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. Like we need him to come in and help these people stop snitching. Stop self-snitching. Because here's the thing. I think Donna was trying to be careful, but Charlie's off the chain because he's so curious. He's like, well, what happened? Who said what? And then for him to call Katie, and he's like, she said my ex-girlfriend. And she's like, well, which ex-girlfriend? I don't know if it's me. He didn't call anybody else after that. He called her. Tomorrow's going to be spicy. I think tomorrow's going to be good with the wiretaps. I'm going to start on time tomorrow. I have been trying to start around 10:30 so we can skip through lunch and breaks and things like that. But because I was flying yesterday, I missed Katie McBanawa's testimony. So that's what we'll do during lunch tomorrow is we'll check out Katie's testimony. And it's actually super fitting because if we're watching all this stuff happening right now with the wiretaps and he's talking about Katie, we can go back to what Katie said yesterday on the stand. Charlie's day is going to be huge. Georgia mentioned she has a few more witnesses, so we may get a little bit more from law enforcement tomorrow afternoon. We saw a few today, and it was mostly to lay the foundation. Judge Everett tells her, lay the foundation before evidence can come in. Lay the foundation before evidence can come in, and she does it. And she did it pretty well today. I think this is a big day for the prosecution. Tomorrow, we'll see. But if this is the case right now, this is my prediction. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow, a majority of the day is going to be more wiretaps, maybe some more qualifying foundational items. But that means Friday we might get Charlie. I'm hoping we get Charlie on Friday because all of this to the narrative, the story that's being told to the jury, you have to think about it, court of public opinion, put yourself in their shoes. How are these people telling you the story? And for those that have no knowledge of this case, think about it as if this case was being sold to you, pitched to you, told to you, right? They're doing it in a narrative. And for my OGs that have followed this case for years, then you know that Georgia usually keeps a similar order on how she does things. So I'm really pumped for the rest of the week. I have no more travel. I'm not leaving y'all. I'm here. No more travel for the rest of the week. It's going to be really exciting. I can't wait until the prosecution rests and we get to hear from the defense because that's going to be interesting too. Hoo-wee. A lot. Pretty Esquire says Katie was annoying yesterday. I didn't see it yet, so I'm excited to watch it over lunch tomorrow. We'll do that during our lunch break tomorrow. And for everybody that's been popping in and out, thank you. There's a lot going on. Like Cardi B was wilding out on the stand. We actually have a clip finished for you guys. I just need to review it, make sure I'm good with it. We'll have an update for you within the next hour. And then I think we have a few Wendy testimony pieces that are going to come out. But I really just want to catch up on the full story before we give you guys a weekly synopsis. I think Saturday mornings are going to be ideal for that. Like, here's our projections of the case. I'm going to see if I can get some guests on to talk. Attorneys only. Bring them on, and we will talk about the case in depth. But let me come to some super chats. There's a few of you guys that popped in. Petty Betty LaBelle dropped 10 memberships. I will read the part 1 super chats tomorrow morning, just because they're pretty difficult to bring up when you're in StreamYard. I'll do it tomorrow morning before we start the stream. Normal Mom pops in with a 5, says, has anyone done any digging into Geek Squad to see if there's a personal connection between the Geeks and the Adelson family? Now, if you guys are curious, if we're ever offline, I have started an AV7 community where you can talk to each other and share links and things. Someone mentioned that there is an Adelson case file / trial file on Reddit. I have been geeking out on it. Like this morning while I was on my flight back home to Boston, I was like playing around and looking in there, and people have some like interesting theories, but sometimes people actually have access to, pieces of evidence and things like that we haven't seen. So I would check that out because it may likely be in there. If not, if I find it before you, Normal Mom, I will bring it here to the stream for the Chatterhood. Mr. Petty Pendergrass, I wrote these down. Gifted 5 memberships. Megan B got 1. Jeff got 1. Thania got 1. Big MK got 1. And I think Biznas said, Biznas said, got 1 as well. Thank you so much. Petty Pendergrass cutting up today with that Cardi B section earlier. That was hilarious. So happy you made it in today. Mr. Lesko popped in with a graphic photograph. What is the photograph? There is a protest. I believe I saw this on WNBA stuff. Like people are throwing this item on in a different court, right? on a ball court, a basketball court. So I don't know what that's all about. I've seen it in the news in passing, but I believe that's what the picture is all about. He says, let your hair down, Donna, go get it. Shout out to brother Erwin with a 5. It says, you, my new karaoke partner, Professora Evie. I have to make sure that I get the words right here. Yeah, we could do karaoke. It'd be fun. Let's Go comes back, says, why this guy keep talking about black males with Donna? I don't know. I was confused with I think it was the insurance name, but some of you guys that are Floridians clarified that is an important insurance firm down there. So I was speculating, but you corrected me. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Jordy with the 2, says, Donna, hey, turn this TV off. The Queen Pin Grandma, that shirt is now available. It took me a few days to find that font. I have the Corleone font included in my devices, so I'm really excited about that. Don Allen, been with me for 13 months, says, I'm glad I finally caught a live. Yes, yes, yes. That being said, we will be back tomorrow morning with more. And yes, Isabel, copyright rights, but I did purchase it with a license. So we have a license to use over here. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Get ready for tomorrow. So that way we are bright and early. I'm going to try to start around 9:15 so we can stay on point with everybody else, read our super chats in between breaks. And I do want to see Katie's full testimony during lunch. And I will try to do that moving forward. Is the day before, I'll let you know what the lunch plan is. And of course, me and my team, we're going to chop this stream up. So if you're watching on replay, we'll give you chapters. So if you want to skip a section, go back here, look for something from another day, we will do that. So it is easy for you guys to do your thing. Anywho, I am going to go grab some dinner, do my thing for the night. Y'all are fantastic. I had so much fun today, especially taking the day off yesterday. It was really fun to come back, hang out with my squad, Team AV7, and do our thing. And remember, this is part 2. There was a part 1 from this morning. There's just one witness, really. We had some foundational witnesses, and then the big part of the day today was that the huge part was really those wiretaps. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. That being said, thank you to everybody that donated to today's stream, whether you're doing it in the future or right now, or you did it earlier today. Really, really excited that you all came through, and we will see you tomorrow. Stay safe out there. See you in the next one. Bye.